We got good and we got bad. Welcome back to the Defending Football Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Real quick, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Alrighty, we got some UFL news to go over here. Let's get right into it. First is the bad. Daryl Johnston has been let go from the UFL. They decided not to renew his contract. Now, how do I feel about this? As a lot of you probably know, I lean to the XFL side of things, so I didn't have that great connection like a lot of USFL fans had with Daryl. But this does kind of suck to see him go. I guess my real question is, why did they let him go? They're going to give you a boring response as to why this happened, but there may be some drama brewing behind the scenes, or maybe Daryl just wanted out after all these changes. Obviously, I do not know, but I want you to speculate down below. So I do want to say thank you, Daryl, for everything you've done for the UFL. I appreciate all of your hard work, and it sucks to see you go. On to other news. This is good news, guys. As you know, Mike Rapoli has been talking about regionality a lot, in terms of bringing players that are local to a team that is local to them in the UFL. The problem with that is that you have a lot of players that are already kind of grandfathered in on teams. Are you going to let them sign with their respective team, or are you going to force them to go to their closest team? And a bigger problem with that, we've already had players that have signed, like Luis Perez, Abram Smith to DC, Matt Corral signed to the Panthers. So are we going to rip these guys off of the roster they just signed back on and throw them on a different team? Thankfully, no. The UFL said all players will be staying on their respective teams that have already signed. Good sign for the league. Thank you for listening to the fans on this one. My only concern is every player that hasn't re-signed, are we going to let them sign back? Because this could be a big problem, especially for DC, as Teamu has not re-signed yet. He usually does last second. And if he gets ripped away from DC for no good reason, just know I'm not going to be a happy camper. I have some other questions as well, and I'm sure you guys do. Are the Brahmas, Panthers, and Showboats full rosters being moved to one of the new cities? Or are we doing like a dispersal draft type of thing? I don't really know what's going on. They really need to come out and say what they want to do here, because that would get very confusing. Matt Corral signed to the Michigan Panthers, then the Michigan Panthers no longer exist. So who did he actually sign with? I assume he signed with whatever team Mike Nolan is coaching. The problem is none of the head coaches are actually confirmed for this season yet. So we got a lot in the air. A lot of things that are good happening, but a lot of question marks too. We got under 150 days until the season starts, and these things need to be wrapped up quickly. And then again, I guess my biggest question is, for players that want to re-sign to their roster that they were on last year, who holds their rights? Do they have no rights because this is a free agency? Can they sign wherever they want? Do they have to go to a regional team? I think if the UFL forces players to play on a regional team, that is stupid. From what I've read, it seems like it'll be a first dibs scenario, so they'll be able to scout a specific player from, let's say, Ohio, and the Aviators will get first chance to sign him. If not, he's able to sign with anyone else. That's fine, I'm totally cool with that, but I only think that should happen with new players joining the league, not players that have already been on a specific team for X amount of seasons. No reason to do that. Think about ripping Luis Perez away from the Dallas Renegades. He's basically known as the Renegades quarterback now. That is his thing, including Teamu with DC. If you rip those guys away from those teams, you're going to have some pissed off fan bases. I have confidence that they're going to get it right. We just got to be patient, and I can't wait for the UFL shop to open. Can I just say that? Please, UFL, give us customizable jerseys, please. So I want to hear your opinion down below. How do you feel about Daryl Johnston? How do you feel about players not leaving their current teams? And what team should relocate to which city? Which roster is going where? Let me know down below. And I'm going to get out of here. So for the love of football, defend football, baby.